Let me ask you about some of your other promises on this topic. You've promised to end birthright citizenship on day one. Is that still your plan?
Yeah, absolutely.
The 14th Amendment, though, says that, quote, all persons born in the United States are citizens. Can you get around the 14th Amendment with an executive action?
We're going to have to get a change. We'll maybe have to go back to the people, but we have to end it. We're the only country that has it.
Through an executive action?
You know, we're the only country that has it. Do you know, if somebody sets a foot, just a foot, 1 foot, you don't need to, on our land, congratulations, you are now a citizen of the United States of America. Yes, we're going to end that because it's ridiculous.
Through executive action?
Well, if we can, through executive action. I was going to do it through executive action, but then we had to fix COVID first, to be honest with you. We have to end it.
That's President Trump confirming to NBC News' Kristen Welker, who obviously does not know what the 14th Amendment is. We'll be sure to fact check her in a mere moment here, but that is Trump confirming that he will indeed end birthright citizenship on day one of his administration. It's all part of a dramatic turn of the tide that's happening on immigration. Yet another example of how Trump is poised to change the nation for generations to come. Hey, gang, it's me, Dr. Steve, your Patriot Professor, here to celebrate the dawn of a new golden age that you made possible on November the 5th. So if you want to stay informed on all the latest happenings and the rise of a new conservative age, make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. Before we dive in here, gang, I want everyone to know that if you are finding yourself in the painful position of owing back taxes, we've got some patriots here that are ready to help. As I'm sure you know, the IRS is currently on its way to making everyone pay up. They've hired thousands of new agents and sent over 5 million pay-up letters in 2024 alone. But if you're dealing with this mess, I want to connect you with a real, tangible solution. Do not give up your rights or deal with the IRS alone. They are not your friend. Let Tax Network USA, a trusted tax relief firm, save you the time and money you deserve to keep. They've saved Americans, get this, they've saved Americans over $1 billion, that's billion with a B, in back taxes, and have the skills needed to secure you the best possible deal. From a few $1,000s to $10 million, from business to personal taxes, let Tax Network USA restore your good standing so you could strengthen your financial foundation. When your situation is secure, you become the pillar of strength our nation needs. Click on that link below or visit them at tnusa.com/Turley.
What happens January 21st? Where do you start?
Well, there's three rails we'll start the first day. Number one, we're going to secure the border. Number two, we're going to run the deportation operation. And number three, they're looking for these 300,000 kids. We'll find them too. President Trump's been clear. We're going to prioritize public safety threats and national security threats first because they pose the most danger to this nation. So day one, we're going to be looking for these public safety threats, arresting them, detaining them, and deporting them. And if these sanctuary city mayors don't want to help, then get the hell out of the way because we're coming. We're doing it.
You say that the left media has it backwards, branding you as the bad guy. How are you the bad guy?
You know, I grew up in a family full of cops. My grandfather's a cop, my dad was a cop, and we're in a situation now where the left thinks those who enforce the laws are the bad guys, those who broke the law are the victims. Well, we're going to change that after January 20th.
That is the one and only Tom Homan, Trump's new border czar, on Dr. Phil, echoing what this administration plans on doing starting from day one. They're going to hit the ground running for sure. As you just heard earlier, President Trump confirmed over the weekend that he will end birthright citizenship in the United States by executive order on day one of his presidency. Now, the key here is what Trump plans to end. The legacy media has hardly been honest when it comes to accurately reporting what Trump plans on actually ending. Trump has been very, very clear on this. He is intent on ending a practice known as anchor babies. And you guys all know this, I'm sure. But that's where if you have a baby within the borders of the United States, regardless of whether you are here legally or not, somehow all of a sudden that child magically becomes a citizen of the United States and is suddenly entitled to any and all legal rights as a citizen, which in turn extends to the parents. Now, this is based on a particularly liberal interpretation of the 14th Amendment, which emphatically does not say what Kristen Welker claimed it said in that interview. She's been getting skewered for this, and I'm very glad. I'm very happy to see that. Her words were, quote, she quoted, all persons born in the United States are citizens. That is emphatically not true. And a lot of people are calling her out and NBC News out on that right now. The 14th Amendment does not say, it emphatically does not say that all persons born in the United States are citizens. For example, a child born in the United States to a foreign diplomat is not a U.S. citizen. A foreign diplomat can serve here in the United States, have lots of kids born here during that tenure, and not a single one of those children will be a citizen. Not one. That supposed quote that Kristen Welker gave was emphatically not true. It was misinformation. And I should say, as an aside, this is precisely why the legacy media is dying. The legacy media is dying precisely because information through the internet has been radically democratized. Information has been radically decentralized away from institutions like the legacy media that used to have a privileged position towards information assessment. That information through the technology of the internet and our shared hyperconnectivity is being radically decentralized and dispersed and disseminated to the masses, such that we all now have the same access to the same information that anyone at CNN or MSNBC would have. And so now we, the people, are in the position to fact check them. We're in the position now to fact check the self-anointed fact checkers. And that is precisely why the legacy media is dying. The masses are finding out in real time just how duplicitous and incessantly corrupt and dishonest the legacy institutional media has become. And they're turning it off. They want nothing more to do with it. The whole of the legacy media outlets, they're all dying. But regardless, coming back to the circle back Psaki over to the issue at hand. The 14th Amendment states this, that, quote, all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof. It's that second clause that's so key here, subject to the jurisdiction thereof. Scholars have long noted that the original meaning of that phrase, that second clause there, refers to the political allegiance of an individual and the jurisdiction that a foreign government has over that individual. So as the Heritage Foundation has pointed out, the fact that a tourist or illegal alien is subject to our laws and our courts, that they violate our laws, does not place them within the political jurisdiction of the United States, as that phrase was defined by the framers of the 14th Amendment. This amendment's language was derived from the 1866 Civil Rights Act, which provided that all persons born in the United States and not subject to any foreign power would be considered citizens. So here's the key distinction to work it out in your mind here. There is a key distinction between what we call territorial jurisdiction and political jurisdiction. Territorial jurisdiction and political jurisdiction. Illegal migrants, right, who pass the border illegally, they are subjects of our territorial jurisdiction in that they have to abide by and are responsible to the laws of our land, unless Democrats are in power, of course. But so they are subject to territorial jurisdiction, but they are not subjects of our political jurisdiction in that they are still the citizens of the country they left. So if a Venezuelan crossed our border illegally, they are still Venezuelan. They are not political subjects. They are territorial subjects. That's the difference. And so what the 14th Amendment is saying is that you have to be in some way under the political jurisdiction of the United States in order for your children to be granted birthright citizenship. Again, this is why diplomats from foreign countries are not granted that right. They're under our territorial jurisdiction, but they're not under our political jurisdiction. And that latter jurisdiction is the political prerequisite for birthright citizenship. And illegal migrants who do not have political permission to be in our nation, by definition, are not subjects of our political jurisdiction. It's not hard. But unfortunately for rabid leftist Supreme Court justices, it is. In many respects, the anchor baby scam was invented about 30 years ago by the liberal zealot Justice William Brennan, who slipped a footnote into a 1982 Supreme Court opinion announcing that the kids born to illegals on U.S. soil are, voila, automatically citizens, based on his apparent inability to read the second qualifying clause. So this will, Trump's executive order, will indeed have to go to the Supreme Court. And it will be very fascinating to see if the conservative majority, the same one that overturned Roe v. Wade and that overturned the Chevron doctrine, will overturn this absurd interpretation of the 14th Amendment as well. I think they will. And as such, once again, Trump will have changed the nation for the better for generations to come.